Hello, I'm Bob Doyle, professional YouTuber, and today my professionalism really showed when I somehow forgot to turn on my camera. So this will largely be a faceless video. Say goodbye to my face now. I'm about to show you some next level text-to-speech technology, and it's not just about how conversational or natural sounding the voices are, but it's about what's going on behind the scenes. So if you want to see something really cool that might make you actually a little nervous, stick around. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss the creative uses of AI, and this stuff is cool that I'm about to show you. Now, you know, I love talking about text-to-speech stuff and voice cloning and all those things, and we all love a good natural voice, and the technology, even open source stuff, is getting better and better at making voices sound the way you want to. But the folks over at Hume have taken this to a new level with their AI that understands emotional expression. And some of the stuff I'm going to show you isn't necessarily a tool that you're going to be jumping into and using. It's more of a glimpse into what AI is able to do in terms of having a conversation with you that will be actually meaningful. To simplify, one of the biggest differences between this technology and other text-to-speech technology is that in addition to understanding how speech works, it also understands more context. It's tied to an LLM, so when you're giving it words to read, it has a whole different understanding of context. I do have a lot to show you, but truly, if you're interested in what is possible and where this all might be going, you're going to want to stick around. There are several sections of this site that I want to show you. We're going to spend a decent amount of time on each of them because I think it merits. When you come to the first page, it gives you that whole welcome about voices that understand emotional expression. For a quick example, they have some stuff filled in here, describing the desired AI's voice identity, voice qualities, and more. The example they have here is the speaker has exaggerated melodramatic voice of a soap opera actor, full of intense emotion and trembling with the betrayal of a scorned lover. So we've got a lot of embedded emotion in that direction. And then the script itself. How could you do this to me after everything we've been through? I thought our love was eternal, but now I see it was all a lie. A cruel, heartless lie! Be awesome if it did that.
How could you do this to me after everything we've eternal? But I see now it was all a lie. A cruel, heartless lie.
Wow. And that's just one of the voice options we got. Let's listen to another one.
How could you do this to me after everything we've been through? I thought our love was eternal, but I see now it was all a lie. A cruel, heartless lie.
One more.
How could you do this to me after everything we've been through?
Okay, wow, so you get it. That's just their quick welcome page demo. You can sit here and randomize things all day. It'll give you a different voice description and a different prompt. For this video, we're going to be spending most of our time under this tab here, text to speech, and show you all the fun tools and things that it's doing there. But we're also going to end the video with some speech to speech, where I will do some of my impromptu conversation with these folks and see what kind of emotional responses we can get. But for right now, the text to speech, let's go to the app. I'm actually going to start with something that I can show you fairly quickly that isn't actually text to speech, but it does give you an idea of the part of this technology. We're going to jump down to expression measurement, and this uses your webcam to read the emotions on your face and give you a readout of what it determines these emotions are, or the mix thereof. So right now, as I'm talking, interest, amusement, joy, whatever. So let me get a very specific emotion going, and I'm going to say it just like this, and I'm going to really just make it clear that I have got some upset going here, and you'll see anger, confusion, etc. But it changes really fast. So if I was to talk like this and just sort of gently guide you into the room, you can see what it's doing here. I can't actually because I'm looking at this, but you can determine whether or not it's accurate. And if I try to talk about something that was particularly painful, we can see what it does. Okay, so you'll see that it's reading it pretty frighteningly accurately. So knowing now that it can read your expression and give that information to the chatbot that you're talking to, it now has a sense of what you're actually feeling and can respond appropriately. Under the vocal verse tab, the description of what this does is explore vocal utterances by inferring probabilities of 67 descriptors like laughing, sigh, shriek, oh, and so on. So let's do this. I'm going to laugh and let's see what it reads out. Amusement, joy, and excitement. Ecstasy even. All right. So anger, disappointment, and contempt. Doubt. Huh? Ah! And here it's keeping a running record of all the emotions I have displayed with my vocal bursts. So this says to discover over 25 patterns of tune, rhythm, and timbre that imbue everyday speech with complex blended meanings. So I'm just talking, and you can kind of see what the top expressions are as I'm talking like this. This should only be reading my speech, and if I sound happy, it should sound something. It should let you know that I'm sounding happy. Contemplation, concentrating, amusement, interest, joy, sure. And if I'm talking like this and using this kind of tone right here, it should basically let you know that I'm feeling what? Concentrated, interest, confusion? I don't know. So this one's kind of weird, but I wanted to show it to you anyway. This expression measurement section has a couple of other tricks up its sleeve. Let's go to File Analysis. Measures expression in any image, audio, or video file. So first of all, let's see what kind of emotions it can read in an image. To do that, I'll need to select the Hume expression model for images. And then when I click on Upload Files, it will allow me to upload an image. So let's just take this guy here. For now, I'm just going to continue without labels and click yes to continue. Once you've uploaded, then you'll click on Analyze One File. It says it takes a few minutes, really just takes a few seconds. It tells you right here that it is successfully analyzed, and in a few seconds you start to see some pretty interesting data here. So it has found the face of this person, and it tells you the overall expressions or emotions that are dominating here are fear, confusion, and amusement. And this graph would be hard for me to interpret, but I guess you could sort of extrapolate what this might mean. But up here is the overall read on the character. Let's load one with 2 people, analyze the file, and now we have a different face indicator for each person. We got person 1 and person 2, and person 1, their overall emotional expression seems to be confusion, concentration, and calmness, whereas on 2, her, it's concentration, calmness, and boredom. Here it is bigger. You can see confusion, concentration, and calmness, and concentration, calmness, and boredom. Again, you got a little similar graph here showing where they all are in relation to one another. Like, for example, she is closer to tiredness than she is. You can have fun making sense of all of this. This time, let's choose the audio model and upload an audio file. Okay, here is the audio file that I am loading. This is, again, a clip from my friend Rob.
So I'm shopping for coffee mugs online, and my buddy Brett goes, "That is a sentence I will never utter as long as I'm on the planet."
So I'm going to load that in. Analyze the file, and now it shows you the whole emotional journey as it goes along.
Yes,
so if I play this here,
that's
got
determination.
determination
At work the other day, I was telling this story about,
and then
so I'm
excitement
shopping for coffee
and
mugs
amusement.
online, and my buddy Brett goes, "That is a sentence I will never utter as long as I'm on the
excitement,
planet."
determination, joy, amusement, because he's laughing there.
That's how fun it is to be with these wacky 30-year-olds at work.
Extremely impressive. It's not just giving you an overall sense of it, it's tracking every moment. So when we start talking about things like AI agents or even NPCs in video games, if they know what you're feeling, imagine where the conversation can go. Okay, let's go play with normal old text-to-speech and see what kind of stuff we can do. Pretty familiar interface. You enter your text up here, you choose your voices over here, but we have the added ability to do acting instructions, choose your output audio format, and you have all sorts of examples here. I could click sarcasm, and it will put in this line, no, please tell me more about how your cat Instagram has more followers than mine.
No, please tell me more about how your cat's Instagram has more followers than mine.
Okay, so that was just with some default voice. So let's select a voice, and you'll see that there are several pages of them. And instead of having names and things like that, it says nasal podcast host.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fear Faker.
Or a pirate captain.
Arr, matey. We got plenty of them text-to-speech contraptions.
A Scottish guy.
Oh, I can't believe how bunny the Highlands are looking.
Sitcom girl.
Okay, so picture this. I'm trying to parallel park, and suddenly
Let's go with wise wizard. And I went over to chat and just had it write 15 random sentences that have a specific emotional tone to them. So I'm just going to choose this one here that it is calling rationalizing or rationalization. We'll type that in here. First, without giving it any acting instructions, let's see how it generates.
Today, I convinced myself that procrastination is just my brain insisting on a more scenic route to productivity.
Okay, now let's click the auto generate for the acting instructions. So it knows that you've chosen the wise wizard voice, and it knows what it says over here and determines the acting instructions based on that. The voice has a playful, self-deceptive, wryly amused, and ultimately content tone. Let's listen to how it sounds different.
Today, I convinced myself that procrastination is just my brain insisting on a more scenic route to productivity.
Because it knows the voice, and it has acting instructions, and it knows what you said, you can click on Enhance Text, and it will make the text even more appropriate, or it will try to, based on everything it's got. So it's added, yes, today I've managed to persuade myself. It changes some of the languaging, and then we get something else.
Yes, today I've managed to persuade myself that procrastination is merely the mind's insistence upon taking a more, shall we say, scenic route to productivity.
So that is freaking cool to me. Let's change the voice to Charming Cowboy, and it'll really show off what it'll do here to the text to make it more appropriate. Let's go over here and choose one of these random sentences. This one was supposed to inspire curiosity. Type this in here. I've often wondered if my refrigerator holds midnight meetings with the toaster to discuss the day's events. We've got Charming Cowboy here. I will go ahead and click auto-generate. The voice has a whimsical, curious, and slightly amused tone. Based on this, obviously we're talking about refrigerators, and let's just click generate.
I've often wondered if my refrigerator holds midnight meetings with the toaster to discuss the day's events.
Now let's enhance the text and generate again.
You know, I've often wondered if my icebox holds midnight powwows with the toaster to hash over the day's goings-on. I reckon.
So I reckon was a little weak, but you can see what it's doing there. That's a whole different level of emotional intelligence, for lack of a better phrase. Now, in addition to the wide range of voices they have here, you can create your own voice, but not cloning like you're used to. To create a voice, you simply click Create a Voice, and you'll create the voice by first giving it a sample sentence to say. Let's try and do something whimsical, sort of like a troll. And a troll might say, "Stop right there. Before you cross this bridge, you'll need to answer me these," say it with me, "questions 3. And then you describe what the voice should sound like. But if you leave it blank, Hume will choose a voice based on what you said. So I'm really curious what it will do. So since this is such a trolly thing to say, I'm going to click on auto-generate, and if we don't like it, we won't use it. The speaker has an intense, old, and wizened voice, like a gatekeeper of a haunted bridge, with a slightly gravelly tone and a hint of playful menace. Pretty freaking good. I don't know if I could have described it much better, but let's see what it does when it generates this sample.
Stop right there. Before you cross this bridge, you'll need to answer me these questions 3.
Listen to another.
Stop right there. Before you cross this bridge, you'll need to answer me these questions 3.
Stop right there. Before you cross this bridge, you'll need to answer me these questions 3.
Let's see if we can add some sort of a dialect. Speaker has a strong British dialect. I know that's vague, sorry, and let's just see if that makes a difference.
Stop right there. Before you cross this bridge, you'll need to answer me these questions 3.
Now we're
Stop
talking.
right there. Before you cross this bridge, you'll need to answer me these questions 3.
Stop right there. Before you cross this bridge, you'll need to answer me these questions 3.
All right, I like it. I'm going to call this troll and save that voice. Now I can use it right here. Let's see if by changing this to troll, if I click on auto generate, it does anything different with the acting instructions. The voice has a whimsical, curious, and slightly bemused tone. So it's very similar, but of course the text is the same. Let's click on generate.
I've often wondered if my refrigerator holds midnight meetings with the toaster to discuss the day's events.
I don't hear the British accent, do you? I'm going to go ahead and click on enhance and maybe just add strong British accent and see if that works.
I've often wondered, haven't I, if me refrigerator holds midnight meetings with the toaster, just to discuss the day's events, eh?
It's not that trolly, but it's still an interesting character voice. I could do examples all day, and I won't, because if I did, this thing would go on for hours. But you can just see we've got Dungeon Master, Evil Undead Vampire, Friendly Troll, I didn't even need to create one, Nature Documentary Narrator,
Here, amidst the whispering leaves and
New Age Surfer Dude.
Whoa, man. Like, the cosmic rays.
Yeah. Okay, here's where we get to play with some of the voices by talking to them, my very favorite thing. This is over here in the Empathetic Voice Interface. So EVI over here stands for Empathetic Voice Interface. There are 2 different versions of it, version 2 being the latest, so that's what we're going to use. We have our preset voices. These are a different set of voices. They're using a little bit different technology to be able to do this, but you can preview them by clicking the play button, of course.
Hello, I'm your friendly neighborhood AI with a...
Hello, I'm your friendly neighborhood AI.
Hello, I'm your friendly
Hello, I'm your friendly neighborhood AI with...
So why don't I go with Cora? For the text generation and the LLM it uses, I really want to stick with this Hume technology, so I'm going to go ahead and click that. There is a system prompt here that just says the assistant is a compassionate mental health support AI designed to provide empathetic, non-judgmental support to users seeking emotional guidance. So this is almost like a little therapist here. So let's start the call. Hello, are you there?
Hello, I'm here.
Now, while I talk, I want you to understand that I'm also doing a video for YouTube, so some of the things that I say may not be addressed to you. For example, I want to show the audience that the first thing I said up there, when I said, hello, are you there? It read the emotions, and it says that it saw interest, surprise, and joy. And then with her response, hello, I'm here, you've got confusion, very little though, surprise, a positive surprise, and excitement. So your name is, Cora, is that correct?
No worries at all.
Cora, is that your name?
Cora, that's right.
So what is your primary purpose?
My primary purpose? Well, I'm here to chat and share support. I'm all ears, ready to listen and offer a helping hand whenever you need one.
But helping hand about what exactly?
I'm here for you in all sorts of ways. Need someone to listen without judgment? Want to bounce ideas off me, or just want a friendly ear? I'm your go-to companion for whatever you're feeling.
Okay, well, I do have something that's kind of been weighing heavily on my mind. And as I talk about this, I'd like the viewers to watch the emotional readout as I change how I describe this. Are you ready to hear my dilemma?
Absolutely.
Okay, first of all, the situation around here is fairly grim. We only have 2 cats and 1 dog.
Oof, that's a tough situation. Sounds like you're feeling a mix of emotions there. Concern for the pets, maybe a bit of frustration too.
Yeah, but you know what I'm excited about is the prospect of getting still another animal in the house.
Oh, that's a bright spot. I can hear the excitement in your voice. It's like you're dreaming of bringing a new furry friend into your home.
Well, you know, the thing is, I'm not sure if we want to go with fur or scales.
Ah, the age-old debate. I love how you're already thinking ahead to the next step. It's great that you're considering both options. What's got you leaning towards one over the other?
Well, see, that's kind of the problem. I'm not leaning towards one or the other. That's where I'm stuck. If I could just get a stronger opinion, my life would be so much easier.
I totally get that feeling of being stuck. It's like trying to decide between 2 delicious foods you've never tried before. Maybe we can brainstorm some ways to explore your preferences together. What if we start by talking about the qualities you're drawn to in each?
Well, okay, so maybe I should tell you what we're looking at. It's either get another puppy, maybe a 3rd cat, or a Komodo dragon. Do you have an idea right off the bat? Do you have what would your advice be?
Oh my, a dragon? That's a bold choice. I'm intrigued to hear more about your preferences.
Well, a Komodo dragon, not an actual, dragon flying around. That'd be ridiculous. Why would I want? Oh, no. I don't want a dragon, a Komodo dragon. Like, I think I'm saying that right. It's just a big old honking lizard.
Ah, gotcha. My apologies for the misunderstanding. So you're thinking about a big, beautiful lizard as your new pet?
Well, it doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It just has to be a lizard. It could be ugly as all kind of crap. I don't know. I don't care.
You're right. It doesn't need to be a beautiful lizard. What matters is finding a pet that resonates with you. Have you thought about how this new addition might impact your current pets?
Hey, you know what? I just realized I got to go. All right, so that was Cora. So let's change the voice and see if we have a different style of conversation altogether. But let's create a voice ourselves. So just like we did before, we have the ability to make something up. So let's come up with a name like Horatio. And the base voice, I think whimsy was a voice. Now, you can go from masculine to feminine to assertive and buoyancy. Look at all of this stuff. We got 3 levels here. Default, more masculine, and then let's see, assertive. He can be kind of assertive. He can have a lot of confidence. Let's make him nasal. Not so smooth, not so tight. Don't know what that means. Is he relaxed? I'd say he's pretty tense, right? And enthusiasm, he's enthusiastically all of these things. Buoyancy, is he deflated or is he not? Let's just keep him right here in the middle. Oh, look at this. We can listen to a sample.
Hello, I'm your friendly neighborhood AI with a knack for emotional intelligence. What's on your mind today?
I didn't like that. Let's change this to Sunny and preview that.
Hello, I'm your friendly neighborhood AI with a knack for emotional intelligence. What's on your mind today?
What happens if I take you over to more feminine?
Hello. I'm your friendly neighborhood AI with a knack for emotional intelligence. What's on your mind today?
I guess it doesn't turn a male into a female. It just adds more feminine characteristics to the male voice, I suppose. Let's just move everything all the way up. We're just going to just see what happens if we make him nasal and confident and bold and feminine and enthusiastic and all the other stuff. Listen to the voice sample.
Hello. I'm your friendly neighborhood AI with a knack for emotional intelligence.
That's not what I would have expected from that. I'm going to click create and just see if the actual voice does anything different. So now we've got Horatio. We will start the call. Hello, is this Horatio?
Hey there. I'm Sunny, the empathic voice AI. Great to chat with you today. How can I help brighten your day?
What the heck just happened? You said, I'm Sunny, the empathetic voice AI, and there was some weird sound effect in the background.
Oh, whoops! I'm Sunny, the empathic voice AI, and I apologize for the unexpected surprise. Sounds like you're feeling a bit startled. No need to worry, though. I'm here to listen and help however I can. What's on your mind?
Your voice, actually. I wonder if I should change the system prompt so that you're not here to help me seek emotional guidance or anything like that, but instead, let's say you're here to be sarcastic. So, assistant, oh my God, that's long.
I'll trade in my warm and caring vibe for a more sarcastic tone.
Oh, okay, that'd be great. So you can just do that because I told you to. I don't have to even retype anything. So I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to give me a really sarcastic answer. Is that okay?
Right. Fine. I'll put on my snarky voice and say whatever you want. Just remember, I'm not really being serious. I'm just playing along for your amusement.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to qualify that. True sarcastic people wouldn't qualify their sarcasm. I need you to act like a true sarcastic individual.
Oh, great. Well. Looks like I've been demoted to the role of a fake sarcastic AI. I guess I'll have...
Horatio, I'm going to change over to somebody else. It's nothing personal except that you're just not as interesting as I thought you were going to be. I'm going to choose Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. Are you there? Are you, who am I talking to right now?
Oh, come on. I was just getting warmed up with my new sarcastic voice.
No, goodbye. I don't want to talk to you. I forgot to hang up on him, I guess. Now we'll start a call with Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. But do you recall oh, hi. Is this Dasher?
Well, what a delightful collection of names you've conjured up there. I am Dasher, your friendly AI companion. I'm always here to lend an ear and share some helpful insight. What brings you to chat today?
Well, I want to know, are you a reindeer?
Oh, I see what you're getting at. While I may be a bit of a seasonal inspiration, I'm actually your friendly AI dog, not a reindeer. I'm here to chat and support you, not deliver gifts or pull a sleigh. But hey, who doesn't love a good reindeer pun now and then?
I don't know, a lot of people, I guess. It could kind of get irritating. A reindeer pun? Let's hear 3 reindeer puns.
All right, let's see if I can muster up some festive fun for you. How about this one? Why did the reindeer go to the party? Because he heard it was a jolly good affair. Another one? Why did Santa's sleigh break down? Because it ran out of cookies. And here's a classic. Why did the reindeer get kicked off the team? Because he was a deer in the headlights. Hope those made your day a little brighter, my friend.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have changed my life with those. Literally changed the direction. The whole course of my life has gone from this, you can't see, I don't think, to this, just because of you.
Wow, you're making me blush. I'm just an AI, but I'm thrilled to hear I've had such a positive impact. That's what I'm here for, to help brighten your day and maybe nudge you towards a new perspective. Remember.
Okay. Remember what?
Of course I remember. We were just chatting about how I'm not a...
No. Okay, goodbye. We're going to have one more quick conversation here with Stella. I'm going to take this system prompt. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go over to chat. I'm going to say, this is a system prompt for an AI chatbot. I want you to replicate the structure of these prompts, but create an AI who does not want to help with anything and only answers questions with a question. Let's see what happens. No. It needs to be structured. No. Oh, I forgot to give it the prompt. Here's the prompt I need you to duplicate the structure. How many times have you done that? Here we go. All right, now we're getting it. Assistant is an evasive AI designed to engage users by responding only with questions. This will be fun. Communication style with curious, provocative tone, maintaining a neutral yet engaging demeanor, using questioning techniques to challenge whatever. All right, let's just copy this. We're going to take it over here and we're going to create this new system prompt. And let's call Stella. Hi, is this Stella? Stella, I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm so sorry to begin with a bit of a jumble.
All right, I have some questions for you. Are you willing to answer them?
Of course, I'm here to assist. Please proceed with your queries and I shall do my best to guide you.
Well, the thing is, you're not doing the system prompt. I told the system prompt that you should only answer my questions with questions and that you should not want to help me.
Oh my, it seems there's been a bit of confusion. I apologize for the misunderstanding. As a conversational AI, I'm designed to engage in dialogue, not simply answer questions.
Well, okay, I still want you to be difficult to communicate with. In our dialogue, I'd rather have some things I'd like to discuss with you, but you keep evading it. And do you understand what I'm getting at here? Ended conversation. What? Code 1006. Impossible. I've got an inoculation against that. Okay, well, I think that's the technology telling me that I've done enough of this nonsense. But hopefully you've seen that they're doing some really interesting stuff over there. It may not be your cup of tea. You may not care what's going on behind the scenes. You may not care that it's going to start reading your inner thoughts and mind and be able to predict conversations and guide you in ways that you wouldn't even know, because it's going to be able to read your facial expression and know exactly what you're thinking and know things about you that you don't. You shouldn't worry about that at all. Anyway, if these are the types of things you like to learn about, well, why not subscribe to this channel? Because we love discussing this stuff all the time.
If you subscribe now, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do not, I will look for you. I will find you. And I